see these guys are converting the most. Rifle has actually had a second or third zone fall, which actually pushes his average placement way out. And if that happens again, that is dangerous. Whereas Desimptos and Letwick, they've only had one game where they've fallen out of the 4 in around the top 40 area, which is actually converting on a little bit of elims, but otherwise, too, they're pushing deep into the top 10 on every game that they make it into that end game. So that is very, very crucial looking forward. I think it's going to be a duel between Desimptos and Letwick.
I mean, they are pulling away from the pack. Look at the top 3 down to top 10. You're looking at an 11-point differential. And don't forget, Flois was the first winner on the day. He got the first victory out. We see this a lot, right? Whoever starts strong, they tend to fizzle.
Still, though, like, everyone always has this expectation that it's possible for these players in 20th place, in 30th place to bounce back up. I would usually agree, but after watching EU today, it is the same players we're seeing alive in endgame. When we say these guys just need 7 or 11 points, that means getting to the top 10. And for a lot of these guys like Steelix, Snazy, yes, they're playing well, but are they there consistently? That is the big question.
Yeah, that it will be. Bad Sniper, 21st right now. Mongrel also middling around 22nd.
Mongrel.
That's not where these guys want to be going into the final 2 games, but there's still a chance. We all know when it comes to 6-game grand finals that the final 2 games mean so much.
No matter what, these guys want to get better than anyone else around them, want to place higher. So all the way till the final game, the competition will stay high.
Think, man, 2 games left. It's wild to think we've been doing this for like 3 weeks now, and now we get to look at the conclusion, see who will hold the Axe of Champions high, and after 2 games, we'll have a new FNCS champion. Now, guys, we were kind of talking about players, the shark in the water, and it's none other than Desimptos, who is finding himself in that 2nd place. We haven't seen him much on broadcast, so what has this guy been doing?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be a group effort here, but 100% we'll break it down in just a sec. Desimptos has basically been going, as you said, Zeke, through those shadows, right? He's been playing around other players and how, you know, kind of pop off you did. They're kind of showing overall exactly what they can do.
Why are these kids like coming around me?
Else, and while they're taking the spotlight,
go away, stop.
Desimptos is operating in that background. He's getting everything these players are not looking at or seeing.
Yeah, there's so much to actually consider when getting into Desimptos' game plan because, like I said, he's converting on these end games. I want to find out how. I want to find out where this man is dropping and how he's actually transitioning into the end game. Because, like I said, it's so important, but these are some of the things we miss. Him in top 10 right here, 2 eliminations, and he still makes a couple counts. While some at the top, like Rifle, might be having a little bit more impact in terms of elimination, he's making it count for placements.
And this is exactly how he gets his game started. Let's actually break down what he does every single game, specifically that last one too. Landing somewhere near Lazy Lake, actually taking a back alley loop path all the way across the map, picking up so many houses that people will get to later on faster than them, and then getting into these positions, these boxes fast, where he has control, he can drop down these shotgun shots. It really crazy angle.
I don't think there's cars in this, but I believe.
First game where he ended
but
up
hopefully, bruh.
Hopefully. He got the 2 placement points, but what he did do is actually fight a little earlier, grab that elim on Bad Sniper, and then has the awareness to recognize that Rax is in the box next to him. He'll convert, but after those 2 fights, that's when it gets to be a little risky for Letwick. It was last game that was an issue for him. This time, he's still going in, and he'll take down so many important ones. That was a Nas, and you know how high he was on the leaderboard.
And these guys are in the game every single time. They're taking out these big names. We alluded to 20th place players possibly rising to the top. They have to overcome monstrous barriers.
I mean, you know, and it's just going to come down to the final 2 games here. Rifle holding strong at the top. With Desimptos, they are lurking in the waters. You've got Letwick who's on the side. Anas, who picked up the victory out, is here as well to play the deal, who made it through, which, by the way, sat in the storm forever. Was eating floppers, and then is like, oh, I have to get to the storm? I got crash pads, baby, it's good. So many names are in this race right now.
Yeah, but for me, I'm going to pick Desimptos, make it through in these last 2 games. He has been playing out of his mind, and before that game where he fell after 50th place, For him, it was an average placement of 9.67. So I'm going with the Frenchman. Allez les bleus, let's go.
Okay, I'm going to pick Rifle to stay up top. I feel like being in first is a big deal, and he can hold on and stop these two men, no matter where they're from taking that top spot.
All right, I'm going for Deal because he has style points, and I like style. Guys, with that being said, we're getting ready to head into the next game, game number 5, here in EU. Sundown Clay, let's throw it your way.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. And with just 2 games left to go, it is tightly contested at the top of the leaderboard. See Rifle currently holding a 4-point lead just over Deceptos, and Letwick, but plenty of people within striking distance still.
A lot of people went to that
right around 19 and 20 points, so anybody can make a play. But Clay, if you're going to make that play, it has to be right there.
Yes.
You cannot wait any longer. This is it. These are the final moments. There is one more game, but there's not enough points in the lobby for you to make that play if you wait for the final moment.
I think cars are in
You need at
this.
least 2 games to write the miracle run, the miracle story that we've seen a lot of players do.
Later I will do a tour on my camper that I just bought. I didn't buy, but my parents, my grandparents bought. I used half of my money. I'm just kidding. They've had this for about 6 months by now. I'm gonna get up here.
Calling it out, everyone. Plenty of opportunities to get through a rifle.
Sorry.
Going to be super thankful.
Ooh, it's a crystal. It's a crystal.
Big influx of not only materials but key end game items that really enable you to go through, especially getting that launch pad. But now you can see engagement going on over here with Supremacy. Who will be the better at as they fight out here? The question will be resolved quickly as the crash pad ends up coming through. Floki putting the pressure down on Reflection, but nobody necessarily able to connect shots. And as I say that, Floki hits 2 back to back. He says, thanks for the loot. I'll take that epic tactical shotgun and everything else that comes with it. The crash pads, the shields, all the metal over here on the side. And
It's a psycho.
Very happy about that.
And the guaranteed launch pad that comes out of the rig alt area. That is a very, very big pickup for Floki. And again, in that range where they could make something happen. Now we do have a replay here of what happened at Caddy Corner with Thomas HD. Running away is going to get tagged up out. I actually had 1 build left, but you can't build right there. And unfortunately falling early.
Secura
Hey
taking
guys,
down what was
I'm
the 7th
gonna be
ranked player
right
there.
back.
So what you
But
care
I'm
about
gonna
right
leave
now
the
as a viewer,
camera
we're keeping an eye on that
away.
top left-hand corner. Who in the top 10 is falling and who can remain and keep picking up points, because that's going to set up the story for what the final game is and who's going to have an opportunity. But right now, Bad Sniper needs to be careful. First AR shots come out right away from the bush. Wookie trying to set up an ambush, and Bad Sniper going to cover himself up and immediately start burning through that utility because he doesn't want to get pressured down.
He's got to be careful. There's players here high as well. He's got to get out. And this is Kiriachi. This is kind of what we expect from him at this point. Just going aggressive and going into boxes where he definitely doesn't have the advantage, but his aim is going to be the advantage there for him. He does hit the floor there, but not able to keep tracking Bad Sniper there. The third party comes in, but he's not phased. Shot comes through, and he does end up hitting it. The crash pad going to be used. That player going to get in the box. They're going aggressive. Bad Sniper, though, is actually going to pick it up. But what a turnaround!
Great job from Bad Sniper executing and finishing that one out under pressure. He needed that to stay in the running and to stay in contention just outside the top 15 right before that, but hopefully going to be able to potentially make a push. But still a tough day for Kiriachi, somebody who is either really hot or really cold, and right now sitting at only 7 points after 5 matches. Well, he's looking ice cold.
In contrast, however, someone who's ice, or hot rather, not ice hot, that doesn't really work there, but Deceptos on fire right now, 37 points, is in second place, however. His lead did get snatched away from him there, but he does have the tools to do it. He's got a shotgun AR, he's got rotation, and he's got the heals. Question is, this zone, how is he going to play it? Already choosing to base up in a really good spot as well. Does not have a lot of metal, but can extend out to that bridge if he wants to. And this is what happens in these last couple games. If you're near the top, you base up very, very early because you don't want your game being affected by any little thing.
That's the goal, is just to make it into that mid-game, transition yourself, avoid those early games. If you are just joining us, whether it's on Twitch, Twitter, watch.fortnite.com, YouTube, or in Party Royale, welcome. This is game number 4 of the EU FNCS Solos Finals. After 2 weeks of competition, and then heats the top 100 players battling it out. And
sorry if people were messing around and bouncing me up beside
away with that top prize pool, and also the Axe of Champions. And right now, Gamers Origin Deceptos is in 2nd place, just behind Rifla, who we saw take away match number 3 and have a solid performance in match number 4. But right now, he needs to be careful because we see what Flawless is capable of. He's right nearby.
Deceptos is looking for that elimination and the tag.
I'm trying to find a blanket.
Seems like hasn't gotten any tags yet from where he is in his own. Definitely will need them with Orange. We won't see it as much in these later games as you saw Curiosity.
Hey, don't fish my friend. You can't fish me. So, you can't fish my friend. Ow.
They need that pop-off game. They need that game to really set them apart. That's what they're doing. But we've got another replay.
I think you get a free thing for watching this.
As he's on the back foot running away from
oh yeah, and this is live.
As well as another player there is going to look to try to take down Jules, and unfortunately, you can't take down Jules when there's a carrot lurking nearby.
Well, you can't take down Jules ever in Arena. She's overpowered in that.
He was 3rd place going into this, so still plenty of time for others to move up the leaderboard, but hopping on over with Hen, who was 6th coming into this match, trying to keep an eye on who's on the top.
I gotta get up here. Yeah. Oh.
Again,
I wonder how swimming was invented.
Match, so if you're gonna get going, you have to move now. With top 75 taking over, that's 1 point for everyone left in the lobby. You get a placement point for outlasting the first 25 players, then you get a placement point for outlasting the next 25 players, so that's top 50. And then after every top 10 until you get to the top 25, and then it's every 5 players until you're into the top 3. So right now, Hen just trying to settle himself up, make sure he has plenty of materials. He's in a good spot to rotate after this, but he is very far south on the zone. So if zone number 2 does pull northward, it can be a little difficult. However, he's looking to just potentially find tags on rotating players, and he's going to find one there.
And he needs this because he came into the game down, I believe my math for 7 points there. That's a lot of points, especially with the low amount of eliminations that we've seen Hen get. Not really one to be up there in the average elimination category, but he's got it. Number 3 went down, number 7 went down. And in his place coming into this game has got an opportunity to really solidify himself. I know a lot of people who saw that performance in the qualifier where he ended up getting 2nd place and were like, oh, that's not the Hen that I know, but an ambush being set up shows that Hen has got the ability to do it, and you can't build the wall
Go
there.
away.
Snipe, unfortunately, forgot about that, and Hen took advantage. The quick reaction time for Hen going to set him apart. Another elimination, closing the gap. But the point I was trying to make is that Hen is here. He is turning online. This is where he can make his name become a legend.
And that's what he's looking to do in a really good job. We talk about how the best players in the world, not just in the region, but at the absolute highest level, not only are they capable of winning those early game fights and rotating in the late game, but they're so good at manufacturing elimination, setting up these ambushes, and finding spots to take advantage of their opponent. Notice how Hen was crouched beside the side of the wall. In Cartoon, we talk about taking advantage of rotations there, using the epic sniper rifle, catching Benji out in the open on top of the Authority, and sometimes that's all it takes. No warning, nothing whatsoever, except the whizzing of a bullet, and then all your loot dropping down to the ground. Waves Cartoon taking out Energy's Benji Fishy, the fan favorite, the World Cup qualifier, arguably one of the most consistent players in EU, but he's struggled time and time again when it comes to these grand finals FNCS situations. We saw it back in Season X with MMB, where they kept getting ambushed over and over again, and it's proving true today. But right now, our #1 player, Rifla, under all the pressure in the world and only those 2 minutes to get himself back up, and Scram is not letting him heal up at all, not relenting, trying to pressure down and give everyone else a chance to catch up.
Rifle's got to make a play here. Scram is 200 HP as Rifle can crash pad it in. The box goes through. He's not going to be able to crash pad out, and number one is out of the game. That's really good for Deceptos, who currently in second place right now.
Not only is it good for Deceptos, it's good for every single player in the lobby. Letwick is down in third. Rifle is down in first. What does that mean? It doesn't matter how low on the leaderboard you are. If you can convert a victory royale, that's 14 points without the eliminations. Traditionally, we've seen at least 4, if not 5. That's a 19-point game. Any player who walks away with a victory here could rocket themselves up the leaderboard, and Tayson's trying to do it, and he does it to Janice himself over in the Steamy Stack side. The duo and trio partners, they've
Can I enter
time
this?
and time again, but there is no
I know I'd
love
die right
lost
away.
in solos. It doesn't matter who you're fighting against. At the end of the day, with 2 matches left, when your back is against the wall and that Axe of Champions is on the line, when you've seen
Comment
the number
down
1 player
below if
go
you guys
down,
think
you're
I
taking
can
every
watch.
fight at
If I can
100%,
enter
and
this.
Tayson cleans up the FNCS Invitational winner, no problem there.
A beautiful display of skill there from Ason. Says, you know what? All is fair in love is war. I'm taking you down. I'm getting it. Just a reminder, there's $800,000 on the line here today. One elimination.
Yeah, I
could
definitely
separate you
cannot.
From a certain placement threshold on that overall leaderboard, and that could be the difference between some big amounts of money. So no one wants to go out just sitting there not taking engagement or having to think about, oh, that one elimination would have put me there. Deceptos, however, in second place right now, but first place, third place, seventh place are all out of the game. Anas still in the game from what we know, Vadil still in the game from what we know, and Hen still in the game from what we know. There's still a chance for him to be challenged, but this is great for Deceptos because if he can just make it to a top 5, he's already going to eclipse the points that Rifle had. So any eliminations and any placement past that will be so good for him.
And you can see what Deceptos is doing right now is he's hanging out inside of his box, and then he's editing the cone in the top. What that allows you to do, as opposed to other structures, you can see out the top of that cone. You can kind of scout out the information around you. He's trying to figure out where the priority is, and once the zone does reveal, he's going to move a little bit more inland from that outside. He knows he doesn't want to be right on the edge, but he also doesn't want to move too far center, as he wants to set himself up for that 4th and 5th zone positioning. As now we're going to swing on over the farm, and a number of players here, Lecce, Ardit, Mongrel, and Noah Riley, all posted up right on top of this barn, and also right on the edge of that next safe zone.
He's got a Shockwave launcher that has been doing very well. I think 3 out of the 4 games the player has won with actually using it. That last game we saw, it actually get defeated there.
I wish I was like Godu or something so I can actually say, alright, and I can like do giveaways, but
dropping through the rafters though will give him an opportunity to get a
when
shot,
I
but
turn
if
18,
there's a third party coming through, Noah Riley suddenly finds himself in a situation he does not want to be in.
did I say
The quick
13
edit
or
will
18?
return him to the
I
high
meant
ground,
18
but
if I
there's
said
not
13.
much to work with here. He's already farmed it all out.
Yeah, and he's going to now start breaking those builds. You saw they were already damaged, just trying to get as much wood without actually converting over, but he is quite literally right on the white line of the zone with so many sharks in the water right around him. You saw Mongrel saying, nope, I'm getting out of there, and if Mongrel's rotating away from the situation, you probably don't want to get stuck
like it's not even in the game. Shing, shing, shing. It's like it's not even in the game. Shing. I just know that. I just know that one thing about him. And he cusses a lot. I think.
Hit so hard.
Shing, shing, shing.
Who he hit so hard. 12 HP being the difference.
No offense, Mongrel, if you're watching this. You're the best person. That cures Corona.
Going to break away and just going to opt to use the Shockwave launcher to create some space.
That cures Corona.
Cover there and the ramp that was pre-built to hopefully now pop that medkit. But Clement is nearby, just cone camping.
Oh yeah, if you hear the any music, it's because my grandparents are out there. I'm in the camper right now in Alabama, and they're trying to move all their stuff into the little house. And I'm in the camper right now playing.
Same kind of
I have actually good internet, even though we're on top of a mountain in the woods.
Crash right into the top. Will he get in? No, the cone's gonna prevent it, but he's all the way in. He doesn't care. This player being a little bit too careful with their builds, and he wanted that drop, and they're not going to be able to get it. Is Rezon going to get the drop on them as they're continuing the crash pad? Crash pad in, trying to get the player out, and shots go through, and PCA
Let's go.
Go down yet again.
Really good job from Reason there to hound that fight out. Saw all of the excess loot that was coming in there. Knew if he was able to close
I'm gonna
that
change
out,
my
he'd be
name
able
to
just
Galaxy
kind of advance
Balaxy.
himself into the game. And notice too, he pulled that 4th zone. He's right on the edge of that, so he should be looking to see how many extra materials he was able to pick up from PCH there, and just build himself a nice little base, expand out, get deeper into that zone, and then own all of that territory possible, make it harder for people to rotate back over.
Galaxy, Galaxy.
Coming into this match,
I gotta make an intro. Galaxy,
Galaxy,
Galaxy. Gonna hit the Galaxy, Galaxy. I don't know.
He's got to make a very,
Comment down
very
below if you
good
guys kind of like my name. Think it.
slate of decisions
Comment
in
down
front of him.
below if
When
it's
does
like
he
kind
rotate?
of
Does he rotate now?
creative.
If you look, he's got a good white line there. Only one player standing between him and that. And he's actually going to choose to go around the top. But he assumes that there's not that many players coming this way because it came from Simi. But look how many arrows assume that as well. And so unfortunately, he's got a lot of players in this area. He's trying to set up an ambush, but nobody is going to fall for it. Kane is going to be the one nearest there as he does get some shots, but this is not where Hen wants to be. He's going to have to get creative on this next piece of the rotation because Kane's going to sit in the cone. He's got to realize that, and he does. He puts the ramp. He knows immediately. But that cone in the middle of all these builds is a little bit fishy.
He's mad.
You can also tell as soon as it enters that edit state, it's no longer that fully built. If you see a non-fully built cone, you have to be wary of it. But that player trying to catch an advantage of Hen, and Hen says, "Joke's on you. Welcome to the chicken coop. I'm the boss here." Takes him down. No problem closing in on the
Do you guys like see how like my cape can go all fully around me?
Over that number one spot, being the top legend, but now on board one of the favorites is Rezon, who has had a relatively decent performance today, just on the outside of the top 15 coming into this game, but it's not been the consistency we've seen out of him in the heat stage, finding it a little bit harder to cement himself in those consistent top 15s and top 10s that he was so well known for during the qualifiers.
And every day you play Fortnite, somebody gets better, somebody improves, and somebody comes out of nowhere. And you've got to be on top of that. And for some of these players, sometimes, you know, it doesn't end up working out that way because of the RNG factor. It's unfortunate to see him go down there as we see a fight happening between Wolfies and Serenity Swaps. As Rezon going to look to get some third parties there, is actually shooting through an open edit there, not shooting through a wall. As he does get some tags onto Swaps, as Swaps is dropping down onto Wolfies, and Wolfies is actually going to fall.
And we've seen this time and time again. We've kind of talked about it. Wolfies is really good when he's the aggressor, but he can kind of be taken advantage of when you go back on him. And that's what we've seen time and time again. And that's kind of what European solos is about. Like, yes, you can be good when you have all the tempo, but pretty much every other one of these players is good at playing high tempo. As Rezon identifying the fact that that fight had been resolved, immediately crash pads over, able to
remember when Tyler went and died live on stream?
Priority on zone. He's going to be somebody
You're like,
help,
help!
Advantage of the fact that 3 of the players in the top 7 have already fallen. Tayson,
you guys know that meme? Oh crap, it's frozen. Oh no, it's not. How did he do that?
Pick up Steelix with just 1 HP to spare before that siphon ends up coming through, and that's a 2-point swing as we hit top 50.
And he finds the extra minis as well. This is so good. He gets the flopper off. He's going to have minis to refill the ones that he's trying to take. And he finds a good path to zone as well. This was very, very clutch in getting into this end game. Because had he not found that, he would have been very, very, very much in shambles. As Rezon nearby, Mawaka there as well. As we get Nebby, Arion Carton there on your screen. Mr. X as well advises there.
Oh, there's a dummy.
Well.
But this kid's so dumb. Get it, dummy?
To get to that top.
Yeah, and it's somebody who's very good at executing in the mid and the late game. We've seen time and time again 100 Thieves. Mr. Savage in we've also haven't
Yep.
seen as much as we did
I'm
before.
Team
The peppers in play. When you eat those
Not
peppers,
Team
you get a
D4,
huge movement
just
boost, and it lasts for a
don't
minute,
bully
so when you
them.
get these late game
Don't
circles,
bully
it
them.
gives you a lot more
'Cause
options and a
they
little
can
bit
be
more
a
versatility when
streamer,
you're in these fights. And right now,
or
Savage
they can be like a
doesn't
really
have one
big
activated, but
streamer,
using the
and
crash testing, hoping to avoid an explosion right here. And
they're just
potentially be the
pretending,
one
and
to
you guys
cause
are just
a little bit of
being
demolition
mean.
derby. Gonna drop in the box, finds the first shot, finds the second, can't quite convert. Right now, 5 HP, and he gets taken down. Mr. Savage, 17 points, going to be on the outside looking in when it comes to contesting for the top spot. Both him and Benji, two of the fan favorites, effectively eliminated from that Axe of Champions competition. But want to know who's not? E11 Tayson up on the high ground right now, just raining shots down in that full built metal base, and then using the ramps around the side to cut off shot onto Smudge, then converting afterward, then right away popping the crash pads and trying to head over towards that player to potentially scoop up whatever he can get as we close in on top 40. That's placement points going over in the next rotation, moving out.
And what a start contract.
Man, the
we
game
saw
went,
Malone
like, by
had a
really
high
quickly.
ground all of a sudden, and now fragging out is getting elimination after elimination on 3 now, looking to pick up number for that player. No shields remaining, no builds remaining as well. That's going to be Young Bob going down. Tayson now looking for elimination number 5. Not going to be able to get it. He's got a good amount of mats as well. 2 crash pads remaining in the inventory. So he can make it into zone number 7 and 8. It is pulls away from him. He's going to look for any eliminations that he can, but he decides, you know what, I'm going to get ahead of zones, then look back, because that is the best way to find these eliminations, as players are not paying attention to the head of zone.
And you can see top 25 taking over. Hen does go down there as well. There's a player who's contending towards the top. But Tayson, the winner of Heat 2, trying to push forward and cement his spot. He has now tied Rifla, who is the leader coming into this. This is his opportunity to take over the front spot. And notice what he's doing so well is he's tarping out and he's using the full builds and he's staying towards the front part of the zone. And then he doubles back right here looking for picks. This is something when you have execution, you have space, no one else is on your level, you turn eliminations in by doing this, because he knows he's safe and he can continue moving on a horizontal level while also harassing his opponents. Top 20 ticks over now. Tayson going to continue contributing there. 43 points for the E11 player.
And he goes into zone to crash pad because he wanted to be safe doing it, did not want to risk it. He's got the flopper. That damage he took is effectively null. He's back up to 200 effective HP, but 18 players remaining. He's going to have to make a play, and he's already looking for high ground. He's second high right now, but the drop down going to ensue. Squeeze going to fall there to Milan. The shot's going through. Tayson getting challenged, but he's going to get an elimination there. Again, now on 6th elimination. Bayon going to go down. Flopper Michael going to fall as well.
And you can see Mongrel up on the high ground, Stacey on the low ground, everyone else in between. Scram still up in this lobby. Nate, Milan, Cartoon up as well. Frenzy Fishy dipping back into the storm. That's the flopper play. Going for a late high ground take right now, and he's trying to push forward.
There's
Frenzy
literally
Fishy
like
up on the
no
high
way
ground,
I'm
but
gonna
now
get kicked
dropping back
out
in.
of this.
This is the box-to-box fight. He's able to pick it up. That is a huge elimination. Reason right over the side, but it's all Tayson all the time. 9 eliminations, pushing forward for top 5, and he's saying right now, I can cement this #1 spot. I can take away the game. I can make you chase me in game number 6 as he closes in for top 3, and he's still hunting. He has that mythic charge shotgun. He says, I'm not just a shockwave player. 11 eliminations. 2 of the players go down, and it's Reason, arguably the strongest solo player, wire to wire, against what is the strongest solo player on the day right now in E11's Tayson. Tayson up on the high ground, Reason on the low ground, and that little bit of Old Man Mountain, he doesn't have to be too large, but it's going to burn Reason through the last of his resources. He's standing out there spraying. No builds left, and Tayson converts, and he does so in a monstrous way. 12 eliminations, add the 14 points for the victory royale. That's 26 points in match number 5. What?
What an insane performance from Tayson. The lead has been blown out of the water.
Holy crap.
It's just going to be about who
He did it.
can play matchup. Can Rifla do it? Can Deceptos do it? Or will Tayson take game number 6 as well?
My goodness. Tayson, while we're all sitting here running this marathon, this short baby sprint, He's sitting there, letting everyone just take off, get that lead. He's like, oh my gosh, no way, everyone's here. They're all running ahead of me. Saves enough in the tank to get the victory royale in the biggest comeback he needed. Ball, what is going on?
It was clinical, man. It was absolutely clinical. It felt like every shot was connecting, and he was making all these quick decisions. There wasn't a time in there where he paused, where he took a second to breathe. He didn't stop at all. Foot on the gas, and he takes it all the way up to the top. What a performance from Tayson.
I feel like there was one person on his keyboard and a separate person on his mouse because he was playing movement and aim perfectly, Tayson. And that's why I'm going to say he's 100% first place right now, holding stuff off from everyone else. The question is completely right, though. Who can catch up to him? Because he's a pack leader by so many points. Oh, my goodness.
And there was definitely some instances where this opportunity arose. We
Hold on,
always
let me
think
check
of
what this button
the
in here
winners
is.
ending up coming out in the last two games. But
Tab
something also
ceiling.
interesting is that Tayson
I
won
might
Heat
as well
2.
press that.
And if you
Never
think
mind.
back to FNCS duos and FNCS squads, both of the winners of Heat 2 in squads, it was Red Rush
Let me
Droppin,
go mess
Snappy,
around
and
with some
Winky. In
buttons.
duos, it was Andalex and Nate who ended up taking that X of Champions. Now all of a sudden, it looks like it might happen again.
It's his destiny. It's Tayson's destiny to win this
Ow.
entire tournament, this entire region, and it's
I
been
just-
decreed.
whoa.
The question is, can anyone flip the story? Flip
Man,
the switch?
driving
Right,
is-
for the zip those 10 reasons.
driving,
Their last game,
like,
to
in a
have
camper,
say in it.
playing
XP
Fortnite is
Thomas,
pretty
I mean,
cool.
if
Especially,
Tayson
like,
win,
that
he
you
can
get
be at this
to,
spot, 20th place, 30th place,
and stand
and
up.
shoot all the way up.
And driving
Any
in a
of these
camper is
guys could
awesome.
too.
And they all have the capability. Again, we talk about this quality
Oh,
factor.
let's
These
mess
guys
with the
have made it
button.
here. They have fought through the gauntlet. They have
I'm in
what
the
it
very
takes
back,
to
so
cement that
my
win.
grandparents
They
can't really
just
hear
have
me.
to make it happen. One game left.
I'm
We thought
just kidding.
it's
I-
all, you know, Rifle is at
I'm
the top.
I
There's
was
no way.
I
And
was
someone
playing
basically
Fortnite
said,
earlier.
No, everyone's
I
staying
think
top.
I broadcasted
My
it,
time
but
is
I
right
was
right
in the
now.
camper
That's these
playing
guys.
Fortnite.
And don't forget,
Driving.
in the Invitational, it
But
was
I'm still in the
Janice,
camper.
Tayson's duo partner, but all of a sudden it seems
Uh-oh,
like
it's
the
messing
skills
some
have
buttons.
transferred because
Power step
Tayson has
on,
not stopped this
off.
weekend. He stands above
Enter
and beyond the
right,
rest of
enter
16
right,
points.
enter
But if you
right.
looked at that top
They
leaderboard,
don't really like
there's a
any
big
of those.
question, right? Because
What
we
are
were
we
saying,
gonna
oh,
use?
it's Ziptos,
A
oh, it's
water
Rifle,
pump,
oh, these guys, Latwick has
tank
an opportunity,
heaters,
but I talked
LP
about
gas,
conversion
electric,
last time you guys saw me, and all of a sudden, those guys
slide reset,
fell. They
generator,
dropped, like,
stop.
5.
None of those are
Absolutely
cool
every
buttons.
single one of them
I'm
ended
gonna
up dropping and
find a
gave
cool button.
Tayson
What is
and
this
so
button?
many others the opportunity, but it feels
what it
like
does.
Tayson took and strangled all the opportunities
Oh, it
from
does that.
everybody else.
Turns on lights.
That is how it goes sometimes, man. We keep
Where's
talking
the
about it.
other?
Those guys
Whoa!
that top are
I
happy,
just
but
feel
they
like
can't.
I'm in a camper right
This
now,
will
driving
happen.
still. Feels like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my natural reaction.
Ooh,
to
there's
what I
these
thought
little
this was
lights
like.
back
Wow,
here
wow.
also.
I'm so hyped and ready for you to be playing this out to get all the way back up to first.
Ooh,
Here we
and you can
go.
make them
He
blue
gets taken
or-
out. Past that, it's fine. We have more predictions in the top 5, right? Letwick, he's
Right.
there to hang. He's at
That's
authority.
nice.
He has
That's
the power
nice,
and
that's
control.
nice.
He's willing
Let's
to
see what
shot
else is
making
here.
sure everything's
There's the
perfect for himself,
oven.
but he gets beamed out too.
Like, I started playing, and I didn't really get to see it because, like, I was in a little fort that I made. I put a little blanket over it. Bam! Pretty awesome. And started playing Fortnite.
The only guy out of that top 5 who made it towards the end was the Sictos, but a huge shot
Whoa,
from
whoa.
the peak box to make it count.
I almost fell.
And if these jumbo jets of players are not there to rule the skies towards this end game, it's Tayson that takes that flight plan, takes Sword all the way, and takes flight actually into this game and holds down things. Starting off a little bit slow, gets 1 or 2 elims from mid to end game, but then you saw what happened when the zone started to close down. You saw how proficient he was with every decision that he made.
And when you talk about proficiency, how he didn't stop at all in this game, it's because of this new season, because the crash pads actually activate people in mobility to get this far in the game and then do things like this. Tayson finding the moments where players are going to drop in to old bases for where he could find elims, and then again, decisive, dropping down, gets another one, and he does not stop.
Every shot he took was still from cover looking out towards the open, so it was literally perfect. There was nothing wrong with what he was doing at all.
Not at all, and even when players start to get aggressive on him, he will respond in kind. He only has a charged shotgun and a burst AR, but he makes it work even close range, and then it's just follow up. Down below, another peak box. He finds another. This is it. Look at this shot. The flick jump onto the player on height. The biggest threat. And Tayson takes him out so fast. Another quick build and boom.
He actually lands the shot, lands the landing, and then gets hyped with another back-to-back past that. The left peak, followed by the right one as well. Reason had no idea what he was up against, and Tayson was on fire with so much hot momentum. What a performance.
If you blinked, you missed it. Because I don't know where the shockwave launcher went, but he still had Kit's charge, and that's apparently all you need if you're Tayson. I'm getting scared for everybody. 16 points, but also if he does what we saw in Heat 2, which is back-to-back wins, all of a sudden this might be over and done with.
I'm reading my notes here. I think I'm seeing there's a new mythic player on the map, and if he's in the end game, if he's more hyped, this man is winning. So watch out for Tayson in Game 6.
Tone has shifted. Can Tayson hold down that #1 spot, or will someone step up and try to dethrone him? Let's get ready to get into the last game here in EU. Sundown, Clay, take it away, guys.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, and it all comes down to this. After 40 possible matches in each weekend, 80 possible during the course of the qualifiers, then the 6 in the heats, then 5 in the grand finals, we have
I can't believe I'm watching
Fortnite
inside of Fortnite.
E11's Tayson taking out his former duo partner in Steamy Stacks.
I'm literally watching Fortnite inside of Fortnite. I can't believe I'm watching Fortnite inside of Fortnite.
Coming into the final match. Clay, can anybody catch him, or is it
I like batteries.
The only way somebody can catch you is if
Power.
somebody here in Steamy decides that they want to push and get this elimination. There's somebody nearby.
Power
they land here. They
down.
have an opportunity is going to be canceled there to shut him down if they want to and go on a run of themselves. But it would need to be quick and decisive, as we saw last game. Tayson put down Janus. He did not care if they were doing mates. He did not care if they were landing in the same place. He said, you know
Power
what?
on.
Nah, this game I'm going to go on my own little stream. I'm going to write my own destiny.
And that's what it's
Do
all about.
you
Talk
like
about it. There's
bananas?
No love lost. It's a solo competition. There is one active champion up for grabs, and everyone is currently chasing Tayson for it. You see Benji picking up Elin in the feed there. So who besides E11's Tayson is currently in the running? Rifla sitting in second place at 42 points, needs 16 to close it. He is the closest. They have Deceptos at 41, Pen at 40, Reason at 40, Badil at 38, Snazy at 38, and then Letwick in the conversation as well at 37. That's 21 points back. So that's 7 eliminations plus the victory royale.
Have you guys ever camped in those? And then literally when somebody breaks it in rags to riches, you literally just one pump them. Because all you gotta do is just build up and to the one that has the chest in it, and when somebody breaks it, you all you gotta do is get into it, and then when somebody breaks it, wapow, they're done.
Your chances are very, very, very slim of toppling it.
Yeah, the longer he stays in the game, the more that delta closes.
Hopefully they get taxed. Hopefully they put pumps back in tonight. Or the Hulk Busters. Hello? Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again. I'm going to literally move. What? I thought you, like, moved.
Right on the other side of the door. This is a NOS looking to manufacture an elimination and pit blocks either one on the other side.
Now I'm gonna put my controller up here. Hold up, guys.
Gotta wonder how tasty it'll be here for Vidblock. He's falling for it. He's walking right into Nos. Is gonna get the shot. The trap has been sprung. Vidblock's down to 23 HP, and Nos really needs this elimination if he wants to contest it. Vidblock trying to stay out and run away, but Nos gonna pick that one up.
That's so good. We talked about it last game. We talked about doing everything possible in your power to set it up to be successful, to manufacture these points. You need to climb time that grind and get up.
Get up here.
Where every single point matters. You can see some early shots coming out here, and we potentially find the tags converted into elimination. Looking at the bottom right-hand corner, nobody's really threatening even remotely close to him.
I haven't checked my YouTube channel, so I don't know how many subscribers I got. Hopefully I got like 1,200, or at least 100.
Elimination on the Handy.
And that's so huge. Every single point pushing him that much farther. It reminds me so much of Bugha during the Solo World Cup when he threw a couple of rifle shots there in the final game. He was able to pick up an elim, and he just laughed to himself. Tayson gotta be laughing to himself right now. Here in Party Royale, hit him with that hee-haw emote. Let him hear the donkey laugh, because that's what Tayson has to say after throwing one singular AR bullet. But you saw him looking at it. You knew there was a third-party opportunity, and that's what makes the best player in Europe just the best. You've got to throw those shots over.
And we also need to point out, yes, this is for first place as well. That is the goal everyone is playing. But everybody's going to get money for just coming here and making it here today. These are some of the best, if not the 100 best solo players in the European region. Sundown has said it. This is the most played in, most competitive region of the world. And it's not going to be easy to just even make it here. So Slender and Peasant, while they are fighting it out, and while one of them may fall here, they have done so much just to get here, to get their moment right here on the screen. As Peasant is turning to fight in his favor. The pistol being used, it's breaking through the build, and Slender unfortunately gonna fall there.
Slender being taken down, and that's just a reminder again. This is the top 0.001% of players. This is the best of the best of the absolute best, and they're competing against her after a grueling qualifying and heat process. Is now on board with Wolfie as the second place in the Duo World Cup, but having a tough run of it today on the opposite side of AR Bafa, who we've seen a number of times more than capable of taking these fights. So it should be a good little battle right now. Continuing trying to play the aggressive. We talk about his rough day.
You don't freaking stop.
After 5 games, he doesn't want to be sent out here, wants to have at least some form of a stamp on this game, even if it is just as a spoiler. But with 5 HP, the young lord from the UK will bow out of the competition at just a measly 8 points.
Do you see that? He has a big old chug jug.
And AR Bafo is someone that has kind of come into that WP role.
What is happening?
Taking it over for a lot of these players. And right there, someone
Bro!
who's really good at pushing that left stick forward back a couple of months ago. Right now,
bro, stop!
He was coming off an injury, so not in his full form there, but still, what a performance by Wolfies to just make it here today and put those 8 points up.
I'm not dreaming.
One of those players that could contend for the top. Again, you would need Tayson to go down before placement points started being divvied out. If he goes down in top 76, that is good for Rifle, good for Rezon, but the likelihood of that happening are very, very slim.
Especially because we saw Tayson early on grab whatever loot and mats he can and then just sprint towards the center zone. That first round of placements will be falling over in with just 4 more players going down, so a little bit quicker of a pace here. As you can tell, everyone trying to push a little bit, get a couple of eliminations, a couple placement points, try and move your way past that next player, maybe get a pay upgrade. And if you're hanging out for the first time watching us in Party Royale, you're not necessarily used to competitive Fortnite, first of all, welcome. Thank you for joining us. You might be wondering, hey, how do I get involved with this? How do I play in these matches? How do these players get here? Well, the first step is to go in and play in the arena. That is where you'll be able to earn hype, which is where you're gauged and then placed into different levels of play. You can end up getting into contender, and then you're up into champion, which will allow you access to different tournaments depending on where you're ended up placing. All of these players have grinded to the highest level, which is that champion level, which then grants access to certain cash cups as well as the FNCS.
Okay.
Then you
okay, that's how you do this.
Try and make the final.
Why does my character look like he's green?
Heats, and then after these heats, which were played on Friday and Saturday, you get the grand final. So again, when we talk about that 0.001%,
you know how I know this is live? Right now?
At the top of the game.
Or it played earlier because this guy just got, because somebody had the new skin that just came out today. The paint skin that says no llamas, no llamas. How games got that right away because it had a horse on it. I spot a horse.
farming up a little
Hey,
bit
I spot a
too
horse on the
too
game.
soon. He
Yeah.
start to go down, and Janus is going to look to take him down. Builds are just not building there for him as he does take a lot of damage. 62 HP. He does have the RPG in his inventory, so he could turn
Those
that around.
minis taste.
He gets the opportunity to, but he's got to be careful. Janus being aggressive.
Whoa,
RPG out. It's
whatever.
damage, but it doesn't do
Whoa,
any damage. 27
wow.
HP. He's
Doesn't
trying to
mean
catch up with
ever.
the rank, but
Whoa,
it's
wow,
him
whoa.
off there.
Boy.
Be the one to take him out.
Thomas's attempt at a run will go down there. Well, here we've
Not
talked
exactly
about
what I can
hyped him
do.
up. We've shown just how good and accurate he could be, but ran into Janus there, the FNCS Invitational Champion, in a tough 1v1. Again, it would have been an outside chance looking in, but now there is no chance as his FNCS is over. He's just hoping he can hold on to whatever spot in the top 20 as he's going to drop down from where he is right now after only picking up a singular point there. But now back on board with Flawless, who has that hunting rifle out. He's looking to catch a cheeky headshot here right around the corner.
Oh, he's setting it up. He's getting so close. He's waiting for the opportunity to get it. Taking his time, and he does hit it, but it's a body shot, not a headshot. Unfortunately, that will give him the pressure, though, that he needs to do. He's got the crash pad, set it up, into the box. He goes with that player new.
Yeah.
The diagonal box out, gonna come through, and Flawless not able to capitalize on that elimination. He was so sneaky when it mattered the most, but unfortunately, only the body shot coming through from him. But he gets tagged up by a third party, and now the player he headshot, or the body shot rather, is gonna push him. It's going to be Kylix going aggressive, and Kylix needs use elimination as well. Move into the upper echelon of prizing, and Flawless
Who's gonna be playing in Arena after this? Me.
comes through, and Kylix is gonna come out on top.
Tries to enter the bounce house, but unfortunately a little too much for that one. Got a little rowdy. They're going to kick you out. It was Kylix who was the bouncer, pulling him out, ending his FNCS run. No attempt for heroics here from Flawless, but peeking back on over. Again, Tayson, match number 5 winner, 26 points in that game overall. Currently had a 16-point game there. You can see Tayson now holds the largest lead between first and second all weekend so far, so it's just an act of holding on. And even then, if he goes down here, it's going to take a heroic effort from somebody in the top 10 to not only convert on a victory royale, but pick up a number of eliminations to come close to matching that 12-even victory royale we just saw. And currently sitting on 60 points, it looks like this might be a victory lap for him.
It looks that way indeed, but he's set up in a very awkward spot. He's got a player held out of zone. He's also got 2 players on the mountain behind him. As Janus picking up another elimination there onto Sapphic. Tayson, though, is the story of the day. Can he hold the lead? The largest lead we've seen in between first and second. He's looking to make it even larger here with this elimination, but someone else being a nuisance and shooting some shots over towards Kylix. Tayson not peeking, is waiting for the right time to make his move and to make that striking distance and close it. We'll have to wait and see if he's going to be able to stay alive or get that elimination. There's Daisy now sitting in this box looking for the same amount of eliminations as he's going for shots all around players. He needs a miracle run. He needs, I believe, 21 total points, and so he could do it. We saw Tayson do it, but it would need to be in an impressive game.
But again, don't forget, we've talked about it time and time again, it's not just the #1 spot. Yes, the Axe of Champions and all that clout is great, but because Tayson is occupying so many of those points, everyone else who's in 2nd to 10th right now, each one of their interactions against each other is going to matter in terms of the placement, in terms of the money you end up walking away with.
I've been here for like an hour straight.
Better than 8th or 7th or 6th, right? Like that battle for 2nd place and who can capitalize on this opportunity is still a huge moment. Going back and looking at the Solo World Cup, TSM's crew was able to go from 66 to 6 with a singular 7-game victory royale in the final.
Look, do you guys see like those little 2 thingies? See? And then there's something inside of that. That's probably Peely's heart.
Is just doing his best to avoid all conflict, because he knows the longer he holds on, the more likely he is to raise that axe at the end.
And just a reminder, every place past 6th place is an increase of $10,000. So if you are Rifla, if you are Deceptos, that's what you're looking for. Kylix is trying to get up in there as well. Up until that gap in between first and second, where it's about a $25,000 increase, there's still a lot of money on the line looking for these players to grab, and I'm very concerned right now. Kylix with this hunting rifle is shooting shots over to Tayson. This is not looking good. If Tayson does not get out of the situation, Kylix can get the snipe onto him, and the pressure is coming through. Will Kylix hit it? Will he hit the shot that will end Tayson's run? His shots are coming through, 129 effective HP in a very bad spot. Everybody knows he just got tagged up as well. Will he be WQ'd by Kylix here? The pressure come through, and Kylix is going in. The crash pad's going to be used, but Kylix is very low HP, 66 HP there. Tayson may be too aggressive here. He's got the hunting rifle. He could go for a little snipe there. If he does, it would need to be perfect. He's going to look for it. He's going to look for it. He takes him down. Tayson is down at 60 points.
Tayson smelt blood in the water with Kylix pinned against the outside of the zone, but Kylix says, let's open up the floodgates. Let's give the opportunity for somebody to have that heroic moment. Number one is down. I repeat, number one is down. E11's Tayson has been taken out at 60 points. That's the line we're looking at. Can anybody possibly catch him? Who's in the conversation? It's going to take the victory royale and much, much more, but all of a sudden, this game has so much more tension on it as the victory lap has been canceled early. He pulled up, and now can anybody else close that gap? Enos doing his best right there, picking up an elimination, but he has a long rotation to go before he gets into the zone.
And Cardin and Kha'Zix are not going to let him get there easy. They're not going to let an easy rotate come out. So he does have crash pads and launch pads there. What's concerning for Enos is the amount of AR in his inventory. Now, if he knows that Tayson just went down, if their feed showed it, and he doesn't have that anonymous mode on, Enos is going to be very, very, very hungry for placement. He's just going to look to try to set up in a good spot, but right on the edge of zone, there's going to be players looking for you. And you see the quick edit. That's there. Gonna protect him for a little bit, but he's running out of hard match, and you see the wood being built there. You gotta be careful. Cardin setting up nearby as well.
How do they like get this good?
Spot to contend as well. There's so many players that are on the cusp of taking this game away from Tayson. It is going to be so close.
But don't forget, the line is 60 points, so while they're close, they need a lot. Tayson had a monumental performance in last game, and Enos is trying to double it up right now. We talk about it. It's going to take all the skill, a little bit of luck, and a bunch of execution, and right there, some good shots coming through, but not going to be able to find the loot afterwards. So, who are we looking at who can potentially close it if they win the game? Rifle is in the conversation. Deceptos, Hen, Reason, Vadil, Snazy, Letwick, Frenzy Fishy, and Enos. Any of those players, if they're still up, gaining eliminations and gaining points, are slowly going to be shrinking that gap. So keep an eye on the yellow numbers to the left of their name in their HP pool, as well as the top left for any of those guys going down or picking up points. Circle 4 is revealed, and pretty much everyone has already established themselves. So we're going to wait, and we're going to roll the dice and see where circle number 5, that half-in, half-out zone that triggers the initial use of utility, where does it pull? And which one of these key players can capitalize on the position and the opportunity they're given? This is the final game. There is 4 storm zones left after this. 52 players up. Number 1 is down. Can anybody catch him, or will Tayson's lead be enough to just barely edge him over the top? There's the zone on the far west side, Clay.
And Rifle has no mobility. He's got to make a play. Reminder, AR Baffo is right nearby Rifle. If he gets too aggressive and shoots a little bit too early, Baffo will strike. You've seen him hop out of cones into players' boxes to look for it. That is not good for Rifle. He needs to rotate soon. He's got to go up. Exactly. He's got to follow that path that was just built for him. Because if he doesn't, he's going to get capitalized. But Baffo's moving. Baffo's moving behind. Shots come through. Down to 131 HP. Rifle needs to get out of this one. Sniper is out. Baffo is rotating there as well. He realizes that crash pad going to be used. Chug Splash rather. He doesn't have any crash pads in his inventory. He's got to be careful he doesn't overpeak this. If a shot comes through that tags the shield, he's got nothing left there. 170 is going to find a launch pad. Is it enough? Is he getting a shot of the air? 114 shields are broken. Everybody knows. Tags go through and Rifle's down. Number 2 is out of the game.
Twain's picking that one up, saying, no run for you, sir. You must be this tall to ride the ride, and you will go down. Frenzy Fishy picking up one, so he's going to start moving his way up the leaderboard. We're inside the top 50, so that's another placement point down. Everyone who's contending for Tayson getting those points, he did not. He went down outside of that threshold. Again, the line is 60. Can anybody cross it towards the end? It's up for grabs. If somebody in the top 10 can seize the moment and be the one to lift it up and deny the E11 player, the Slovenian Lord, that Axe of Champions. And right now, AR Bafo trying to find some space. The 5th zone is closing, which means we have the late game, the full moving coming right over sweaty sand.
Okay, everything works.
Natural building in play.
Why are you fighting me?
Also,
I can fight, bro.
As Bafo pushes in, continuing with the aggressive playstyle.
Hey, we're Team Robot. Hey, we're Team Robot, bro. We're Team Robot.
Points.
He's Team like cool.
Everybody needs to be thinking about right now. That is the number that you need to break. You
We're Team Robots.
Need to pick up a victory royale if you're just going for 60. The 61 points is where you really need to be shooting. That is a very tall order to ask.
I mean, 61 realistically too, because even with the victory royale, Tayson has the highest eliminations out of anybody in this tournament right now, so he owns that tiebreaker solidly. Now we're going to hop on board here with Deceptos, who's currently below Storm Surge, and we're actually going to need 14 players to drop, so that could end up coming into play with how fast this zone closes. If everybody prioritizes rotation, and with nobody wanting to drop, you could see that happen, but right now, Deceptos trying to find a pick. This is the final game of the EU FNCS. The final circles, 3 left. Number 1 player is down, and who can catch him? 61 points is what it will take to lift that axe and be the one who walks away with $80,000 in the end. And it's all about if you can catch Tayson.
Deceptos 10 looking to do it. 42, 43 points each. They're very, very close. And now going up. He doesn't have a lot of HP. He's going to need to find something. Crash pads being used, trying to build to keep a little bit of a mid-ground chart, but not going to be able to do it. Benji making a run to just try to separate his game and try to get as many placement points and move himself up the leaderboard as he can, because he's out of contention for the Action Champions. AR Bafo there as well. Mongrel in this game. Scram going down. Hen trying to make something happen. Janus going to go down. Mongrel going to fall, as well as Orange. Hen picks up another elimination. This could be his run as well, but it's going to be very, very close.
Storm Surge will turn off there as we have the top 30. Janus picking up an elim there. But Hen, if he wants the win, he needs to put his foot on the gas, right? The placement points aren't just enough. The victory royale isn't enough. We saw Tayson, he had 12 elims. Every one of those elims was a point that pushed him farther up. And while being still in the game gives you opportunities, if you want to seize the moment and you want to say you're best of the best, you have to go now. You have to be pushing people. You have to be converting on the points, because there's only 19 elimination points available right now. You have to start finding them. Top 20, so the placement points are ticking down right now. And Hen, completely out of builds, needs the elimination just for the refresher. He's doing his best, making this a platform game. Diving around, looping on the corner, finds the first shot, can't find the second, and he gets taken down. Top 15 taking over, and looking at the names of the lobby, I think only Frenzy Fishy has a chance, and I don't think he has enough elims this game going through. Tayson is going to be your FNCS solo champion, but it's about who can get that second place right now. If they're able to push forwards here, Deceptos theoretically could eliminate every single player in the lobby and go for it, but we talked about it. You have to be pushing the pace. Instead, he's saying, okay, I understand Tayson has that W. I know he's probably going to take the first spot, but if I can stay in this lobby, I'm going to pass other players. Everyone else has gone down, and now he's dropping in. 112 on the first one, but he gets walled off. 35 HP, uses the crash pad, but he goes up vertically and not into the box. Top 10, and another point ticks over. Deceptos goes down with 49. Now it's all about pride. The final victory royale in beating the person next to you, getting a little bit more of a payday in the final game here.
And Bafo could get that. He's at 40 points. We saw Deceptos go down with 49. This could be a second place run for Bafo. Stroky trying to make something happen there as well. 4 eliminations here for AR Bafo. Eliminations coming through all around for Stroky on that high ground. Looking to break his way on down. Shots coming through for Stroky down very, very low. Has to box on up. Twain's doing that. Nade dropping down. Bafo trying to just make something happen. 100 effective HP. 5 builds there for them. Stroky getting tagged up there by Twain. Shots coming through. He's trying to hit him, but he's not going to make it. No, he does. Elimination comes through. Bafo trying to make something happen as well. Dropping down to the outside, going around the boxes. He's going to find some loot. BZ gonna fall there to zone. Bafo with 4 eliminations. Looking again to get number 5, number 6, and number 7 as more people are falling. And Bafo clutches up the last elimination for the Victory Royale. But I don't think he's gonna get second. I think he's gonna take third.
I have that skin.
What a huge push from Bafo at the end. We talked about it, how every interaction will matter. And while E11's Tayson is the best player in Europe for this season, walking away with the AXA champions, the 80 grand, and all of the clout, Bafo takes game number 6. He'll rocket himself up the leaderboard. He'll earn a nice little payday in the clutch moments, and you can see there just how good Tayson was today. 22 eliminations.
Nice.
Of 27.
Nice.
Play was that
nice.
Victory
Dun, dun, dun. Nice.
Insane way to secure yourself that number 1 spot. It was dicey towards the end, but I think we all knew that Tayson just had to stay alive just a little bit, and he did that, and he walks away with the victory.
We talked about it specifically. It would need a heroic effort from somebody in the top 10, but instead a heroic effort from Bafo.
Everybody was given a jetpack.
For that, but where will he end up on the final leaderboards? We're going to throw it back on over to Zeke, Bala, and Shayo to close this one up. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Sundown Clay, absolutely incredible casting on the day. You guys were so on point with these calls. I mean, it did come down to the wire, and for sure, Tayson is the FNCS champion, and now will walk away with the Axe of Champions.
Good job, bruh. Good job.
Props, but now we take a little bit of a turn here and look at everyone else. Second between fifth, because placing up there is a pretty considerable amount of money.
Yeah, and to get there, how things were, all the way till the final second, the final shot, the top 10 switched up. So, looking at what it is now, after Game 6, after this grueling process for Europe is over, it's Tayson at the top spot, 60 points, $80,000. At 10th is Anas still holding on, 7,000 for him, 41 points. But look at the names in between.
There's so much to break down on this page. First off, of course, Tayson winning, and Janice had won the last invitation. That is his former duo partner, so they've got to be feeling good after back-to-back, basically, championships from them. Tayson at 60 points, but DeCiptos held on. That final moment, it looked like he was going to go for it, but unfortunately, he fell just a little short, but enough to propel himself and hold on to that second place. And then in third, this was the man who rose up in the final game, 19 points. He was way below Sundown said 26th place. He went from $2,000 earned that you can see basically on this page all the way up to $45,000.
That is such a huge boost. And also, to boot, AR Bafo, DeCiptos, Twains, people in the top 10, 2 of them, second and third place. This is their first Grand Finals appearance, and what a big appearance and a performance it was. Like, man, no practice in these types of lobbies, no real experience on the big stage, and they pulled that out? Unprecedented.
Yeah, absolutely, but it was a battle all the way through. Vadil, Nate, Letwick. Letwick did so well in those early moments, but unfortunately falls out of the top 10. Still, solid performance from all these guys. Qualifying for the Grand Finals and then getting up to this top 20 is definitely something to be proud of. And there were so many moments that we remember from these guys, from Mongrel throughout the season, from Snipe today in the Grand Finals, from Flois in that very first game. He owns that 21st spot.
Fishy Army.
$2,500.
We got 3 people from the Army.
Yeah, these guys had such amazing memories made in the heats. One person here today as well who had a win, Slender. I feel like he's one of my favorite players coming out of Europe that I really haven't been able to watch before. He showed us his prowess in every single stage of the tournament, especially in Grand Finals with that win that he had. $2,500, 24th place, and a few points to boot. Very good performance from him.
And just generally, great performances across the board. You know, we cannot stress this enough. This is the top 100 players in the region. They have the bragging rights. They are allowed to say, I made it to the Grand Finals of the FNCS. After a grueling gauntlet, I stood at the top. Now,
do you guys see that on the
Axe
tomatoes?
For now, but for everyone else here, they can truly say they are the cream of the crop.
And I think one thing that these guys are going to look forward to now is the solo season wraps for EU. Obviously, they're going to, watch the rest of this too, because we got NAEs coming up next with some very interesting storylines too. But for now, they get to take a breather, relax a little bit as we head up into the next FNCS season or whatever comes after that, because I know people are...
Okay, guys. Hopefully I get the reward. Okay, hopefully I get the reward. So hopefully I get the back bling and the spray. Holy crap, that's fun. Aww. I can go into a match with this combo. Please some of you guys see this, or I'm gonna end it. Actually, nah. So up here in Alabama, it's 4:28 right now, but I bet in Florida, I'm just kidding, I bet in like Canada, it's still like, I forgot, but up in Canada. Alrighty, 0 height. Okay, we definitely have to freaking land. Where is it? that gas station. From that gas station. Or Orchard, if nobody goes there. If somebody's going there. Yeah, they might be going to my gas station. Is that a whiplash? No. Why does all the things have that? I don't ever really play Arena. My brother does. Probably by his friends probably my friends that he joins and plays Arena with. Lucky. These both are like really lucky to get just in one thingy. Oh, you're kidding me. Yeah, I'm just not gonna be right there. Yeah, I can pass. Yeah, definitely it's just Arena. Hunting. I just learned a lot from that FNC final thing. So basically, I'm pretty good to go. Crap, somebody's on it. Crap, another person. You're kidding me. Oh, there's a ghost over there. On my porch. I was gonna say porch. Alright, go there, go there. I don't know if it's easier to find better loot in this. I don't know. I'm gonna go upgrade it. Man, you're kidding me. I couldn't really even hit him. This is bull crap. He can't even ready up. What the crap is this? This stuff sucks. Why do I have to freaking verse sweats in this? Oh yeah, that's what it is. Sweats. That's what it's literally called. Sweats. Oh, freak this game. I'm gonna be done in 5 more minutes.